Yo, what up there, guys? Mr. Camera back here with a follow-up for that last video I did where I asked you guys to ask me some questions. I wasn't too sure how that would go, but luckily a fair few people asked some questions, so I'm pretty excited to answer those today. So let's get right into it. I've got a question here that was on my Facebook from my mate Rowan Smart, shout out to you. He says, what's the best hotel to smash a wank in, and what new views do you have on life? Well, the best hotel to smash a wank in was in Singapore. I was meant to fly on Jetstar to Melbourne, but my flight got cancelled, and I only paid like $350 for this flight or something. But yeah, the flight was cancelled and they put me up in this really fancy hotel. I forgot which one it was, like the Accor or, you know, one of those like fancy airport ones that they have. It was an amazing room, had like a giant king bed, had like a bathroom overlooking the airport. And I think I'd been staying at some hostels for the previous few nights. So, you know, it had been a while since I'd busted out a FAP. But anyway, I just got in that room and like fucking threw my clothes off and got into it. So, you know, that's probably the best place I found, at least. What about you? Leave a comment below. Where's the best wank you've had in the world? Always interested to know. And new views on life. Yeah, definitely have had some new views on life in the last year or two after living overseas. I guess let's just say 3 main views I have. One of the main things I sort of realized is no matter where you go in the world, you know, everyone is just people. Everyone is pretty much the same. And I don't know, like growing up in New Zealand, we're kind of isolated. We kind of have a unique culture here. So we're almost like skeptical of other people. We're trying to like always stay closed off from the rest of the world. Sort of this like Hobbit mentality. But actually, you know, traveling through the world, especially China, Mongolia, everyone is so helpful, and everyone just wants to help each other out. So I guess one realization is no matter where you go, you're always going to find people willing to help you. But just remember the flip side of that is everywhere you go, there's always going to be people who like want to scam you and stuff, but that's just something you have to be aware of when you're traveling. The other realization I've had recently is that New Zealand is fucking amazing. It's an amazing country. As you guys probably may have heard, if you're not from New Zealand, we had a terrorist attack recently, which was pretty shit. But the response in New Zealand to it, everyone just sort of got together and like was hugging each other and singing and all that. So I'm really happy to call this place home. And one more thing, I don't know what else I realized. Well, I guess this is something I realized ages ago, but maybe some of you don't know. Traveling is really good if you're trying to like sort some shit out in your head, trying to figure out what you want to do with your life. It sort of gives you some space from, you know, your regular routine, your everyday circle of people, to just sort of take yourself out the box and think about, you know, what you're passionate about, what you want to do. It's kind of just like a fresh breath of fresh air. So yeah, those are 3 sort of realizations I've had, at least recently. But anyway, let's get into these YouTube questions, because I know we have a few here, and we'll just go in order of how I see them. So I've got one here from Rocky Journeys. She's actually another YouTuber. Go and check her channel out, because it's really good. She is a English instructor in a university in Kazakhstan, in Astana. And she has some really interesting videos about life in Kazakhstan. I'm sure you guys will like it. I'll just pull up like a little mini clip of her channel here. Anyway, Rocky says, "Oh, you're going to Macau again. Maybe you could talk about the program, how you applied, and what it's like, etc." I hope you like that impression, Raquel. Yeah, so I am going to Macau. I just bought my flights this week, which is pretty exciting. I'm going to be there in June until the end of July. And pretty much what I'm going to be doing is, at the university there, they have like this English summer course for the new people who are starting university. And it's pretty much like they don't know quite enough English to study, an all-English taught course. So we're sort of just helping them brush up a bit. And yeah, we kind of just like run little workshops with them, have some evening games and stuff to practice their English. And then we do some clubs as well, like sports clubs, movie clubs, all that sort of thing. And I'll be staying on the campus for 5 weeks. And yeah, they like pay for my flights and everything, so that's pretty cool. How I applied. Oh yeah, so any of you who are still studying, you can apply for this program next year. You'd have to apply like early next year. But anyone who's doing a bachelor's, master's, whatever, you can apply as long as you're a native English speaker. And you can go and work at this university and teach English for 5 weeks, and they'll pay you to go there and give you some money as well at the end of it. So yeah, if you just Google University of Macau Summer English Immersion Program, you can find out more about that if you're interested. But let's go to the next question. We got something here from J Cake. Shout out to the Istanbul haters. Yep, shout out to them. Oh, here we go. Here's one from Hugh Van Who. This guy's always commenting on my videos, so thank you for that, Hugh. I really appreciate the feedback and conversation. But he is saying, "Good job for 100 subs. Made me laugh when you didn't want to reveal your governmental job because of the Istanbul haters." Yeah, well, fair enough. He's got a few questions here. He says, "How long in advance and how do you book your trips? I find it difficult to know how many days I should stay in one place when you book your holidays. Tend to add a lot of towns and get tired at the end of the trip from traveling, and I tend to miss out on some attractions to see." Well, yeah, I can sort of relate to this. You don't want to burn out when you're traveling. So what I tend to do is just pick like main cities. And if you're doing it on a budget, that's good because it's sort of cheaper to get to main cities because there's more options available between the cities. And when you get there, there's usually a lot of things to do. So in terms of going to like smaller towns and stuff, I would only do that if there was something I really wanted to see there, and I'd probably just use the public transport system to get there. So, yeah, as you sort of saw with my big trip, I plan things a few months in advance, and I book all the hostels and flights and hotels a few months in advance and sort of plan the trip. That's one way that people like to do it. The alternative, which I've come across people who do this, they just buy a flight to somewhere and then just, YOLO it, just make it up as they go. Depends what kind of person you are. I'm someone who enjoys planning, so that's why I do it that way. But, if you don't like being restricted by plans or anything, then maybe the other way would work for you. And his next question is, what's the most ridiculous fact you know? Well, I do have one, but it's pretty messed up. Maybe some of you guys know it, but actually there are like 10 or 12 cases of dolphin gang rape per year. And sometimes when divers are down there, they'll just get swarmed by a group of dolphins, and they even usually go for females, I've heard, actually. And then they'll just find their body in a cave somewhere, just like filled with holes from dolphin dicks. Just gang raping them. It's a real story. Look it up. If you could only hop, skip, or jump for the rest of your life, which would you choose? I don't know. Probably jump. I would just jump around. Yeah, sure. And would you rather be a well-known porn star or a prostitute for 24 hours? Definitely a porn star. I've always thought that would be a fun job, and I don't know, prostitutes are usually like exploited and whatnot, so that doesn't sound fun. Going down to ethics, he's got a good gaming channel. I think he does a lot of like CSGO type stuff, so check him out if you're interested. He says Lower Hutt guide when. So Lower Hutt's like the other town near here. I'm in Upper Hutt. Probably not going to do a Lower Hutt guide because the whole point of the Upper Hutt one was to make fun of it, and Lower Hutt's not shit enough to make fun of it. But, you know, good suggestion, good suggestion. Then we've got Jojo Binks. He says, "Hi, Mr. Camera, you rock. Going to Amsterdam next week. Which is the best coffee shop in your opinion? Thanks." Oh, I hope you're still there, Jojo Binks, because I know I put the original video out 2 weeks ago. So hopefully you're still there. The best coffee shop in terms of strains was the Grey Area, but they usually don't have much sitting space there. So the best one just overall, like for chilling, which one was the one I like? No, yeah, I would probably just say the Grey Area and then just find somewhere else to smoke it. But the other one I go to in my Amsterdam video was good for sitting down. I just forgot the name of it. I think it was Siberia or something. That one's pretty good too. Here we go. Philip says, "How much did you budget for your big trip?" Originally I wanted to spend about 7,500 New Zealand dollars, so that might be just over 5,000 US dollars, but then it kind of blew up closer to 10,000 New Zealand dollars, just due to a few mainly mistakes I made. Like, I think I had to buy some emergency travel insurance in Ukraine and some other things like that. But yeah, I think it was just under 10,000 New Zealand dollars, so pretty good for three months. Sil says, "I think I was sub number 54. Nice, man, that's awesome. In there early." Jackie Cedarholm says, "Can you please do a Wellington City vlog?" As I said with the Upper Hutt one, that was more just like a piss take. Maybe I could do a Wellington one, but I don't think people would be interested, because like half of my subs are from here. But maybe one day. And then we have JPEG Music. Oh yeah. He has a really good channel. He makes hip-hop music, if you're into that. "Would you rather have a 1 meter long neck or no neck at all?" It depends. Like, can I control the neck, or are you just sort of like this all the time? Because that would suck. I'd probably go for the no neck, but if I can control the neck and actually keep it upright, maybe that would be kind of cool, because then I'd be like real tall, and I could, I don't know, I guess you'd be like a giraffe. You'd just be able to reach all the high places. But no, probably no neck. Final answer. And one more question. What was your favorite country to visit? And where would you go again, and why? Favorite country I went to was Ukraine, definitely. Because it was really cheap, the people were really nice, and there were really awesome things to do there, like Chernobyl. Where would I want to go again? I'd probably go there again, but another place I'd want to go to again is Greece. I was only there for like 3 days, but I want to go back and like hit up the islands and go to Mount Olympus and see a lot more of the Greek mythology sites, because I found that really interesting. But yeah, that looks like all the questions. So yeah, thank you for watching this one, and thank you if you submitted a question. It's awesome to get you guys contributing into this video. In terms of some updates, I've got another video, like an unboxing video, coming out in the next couple of weeks. As I said, I bought my flights to Hong Kong/Macau, so I'll be there in a couple of months. And yeah, I'm pretty much just going to be pumping out some, you know, talking shit videos until I get some traveling done in June, and then I'll have a few more traveling ones. But yeah, thanks again for watching this one, guys, and we'll see you soon, the next one. Catch you later.